Welcome everybody. Welcome to the episode 8 of Divyanshow. And today episode is for you, for the artists, for the musicians who are maybe at the beginning of their stage of building their own music, they're writing their own single, or maybe at the end stage of launching it and marketing, finding the ways to market it. So today I have with me Raj Singh, who is a head founder of public relations based in London and owning a marketing agency in that. And he has experience of 10 years helping musicians and artists in this field, particularly to get more reach and grow their personal brand.
I was working with another marketing agency before I set up my company, and I worked with two artists with them. So one of them was Diljit Dosanjh.
Wow, you have worked with him. That's amazing.
Yes, so he was releasing a song with a new record label that was releasing here in the UK called Seva Records. Now they're a Dharma record label that was doing educational Sikh music, so Dharmic music, but they had big artists that were doing it. So we did the press release for Dharma Seva Records.
Many people miss out on pre-release marketing strategies.
You need to have a pre-marketing strategy. You do. To choose the platforms that are right for you. Okay, and I would personally say social media is one tool of many. You need to be in newspapers, you need to be in magazines, you need to be on radio, you need to be on TV, you need to be collaborating with other artists, so you need to be doing a lot of different things in order for you to be successful.
So without wasting any time, I want to call my guest tonight, Raj Singh. Hello, Raj. How are you doing today? I am so obliged to have you, and it's great to have you here. And just please introduce yourself a little bit. I hope I have given a good introduction, a short and short and crisp.
You've done a great job. You've done a very, very good job. Firstly, thank you for reaching out to me. I'm really humbled, and basically, it's a great platform, and this is the power of social media, this is the power of Clubhouse, and this is the power of networking. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to come and speak to your audience. My name is Raj Singh. I'm born and bred in the UK, London. My mum and dad are from Africa and India, respectively. So my dad's from India, Punjab. My mum is from East Africa in a small island or country called Tanzania, Moshi. So I am, actually, I was just about to give my age there. I'm not going to give my age away, actually. I'll let you know how old I am. I have two siblings, and I have a sister that lives in Mauritius, and I have a sister here who has her own place. So I'm the founder, director, and head of public relations of a marketing agency called Exclusive PR. And we are a London-based agency that helps artists, established and new artists. And we help struggling businesses, and we help with so many different marketing strategies.
That is amazing. Superb, man. Superb. So we hold some connection, like me being a Punjabi, you being a Punjabi a little bit, like you also shared on Clubhouse that you played some DJ tracks earlier also. So that's amazing, Yeah. So we will start with the yeah, please continue. Sorry,
No, it's okay. Nice, over to you. Sorry.
No worries. So I want to, I am very curious to know more about you. Like the most amazing thing is the journey of a person, from their starting to building such a agency, like 10 years of experience you had. So can you please share some journey from a DJ playing Punjabi tracks, then to an entrepreneur helping artists? How did it all happen, And please share that. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, by profession, I am a musician and a DJ and a producer. So I released a single in 2009 called Pangra Punjabiana. So
nice.
So it was me and a friend of mine. And what happened was we didn't have no experience in any marketing. We didn't know how to market a track, and we didn't know how to approach a record label. So in the studio where we were actually producing a track, they said, "Hey, we have a record label, and we have a platform for you to market your track." So we thought, okay, we will give you the money. So we gave them a lot of money, but the track didn't get the recognition, and we didn't get the exposure that we wanted. So, so come 2010. Sorry. So if we go a little bit back, sorry. So if we go back to 2009, what happened was when the track came out, we didn't get no recognition. So me and my friend then decided to print some CDs and do it ourselves. So what we did, we printed about 1,000 CDs, and we went up and down the country in the UK. So we went from London to the Midlands, to Scotland, to Wales, and we went to every single radio station in the country, and we gave them a copy of our CD. And while we were there, we also said to them, "Can we have a radio interview while we're here?" And because you're already there, they were obligated to do that. So they gave us a radio interview. Okay. So then what happened in 2012, I decided to go solo, because in the background, me and my friend we kind of split after about a year. And then in 2010, I rebranded myself as Dream Beats. And Dream Beats is me as a producer. And then what I decided was I want to go solo, and I want to try something a little bit different. So in 2012, I released my debut single called Nachana Bo, which was featuring Major Chanalia from India. So, and then what happened was I decided, hang on a minute, I've got a track out now. I need to promote it. But I also need to have a DJ business. So what I decided to do was I kind of like launched a new company called Dream Beats Entertainment. So that was a roadshow for me to go out to weddings, birthday parties, and book and get bookings. So what happened, that started to pick up after I released my track. So when my track came out, it did very well. It got well received in the UK. It got played in America. It got played in India, funny enough, in Punjab. It got played in quite a few countries around the world, and I got a lot of exposure from it. So from that exposure came, So from that exposure came the roadshow, and I started doing bookings there. Then I decided that, do you know what? I need to have a marketing agency that can actually market artists, because from my bad experience in 2009, it wasn't great. So what happened was I decided that I need to launch exclusive PR. So that's how exclusive PR was born, because I felt that me as an artist had a very bad experience. People take your money and they don't promote you properly. Okay? They're other than there, right? They can focus. They promise you the world. Asman trying to there, right? And then they give you nothing, right?
Exactly.
So what happened was I decided to launch my own marketing agency, and the whole aim was to help artists release music. So that is my journey from an artist to a director now of a very successful marketing agency. And the thing is, I'm still doing music, because last year I was due to release my second single, but COVID put a stop to that, because I was due to come to India. I was due to do a music video in India. I was going to come back. I was going to finish my track, and then I was going to release it around about November time. And what happened? And what happened was it just didn't happen. So that was a bit of a downside to it.
The reason being it didn't happen was?
It was because of the pandemic. Because of COVID. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
So I'm planning something either this year or next year that I will be able to hopefully get the package ready. I've got the artwork done. The artwork's already done, and I'm hoping that I can get all my promotional done. I need to get back into the studio, and I need to finish producing the song. And once the song is produced, then I'm going to come to India, hopefully, if everything's okay and we can travel. I'm going to shoot the video, come back to the UK, and I'm going to market my track to a global audience.
That's awesome, man. When you come to India, meet me.
I will do, yeah, definitely.
That's nice, And pandemic has made really tough times for the country, for the world, it has been really tough. And I really love the journey and how you explained from being an artist, then thinking of to being a producer, then you started your own agency in the UK, in London, and 10 years of experience. You know the problems, you have faced them, and now you're helping them out. And that's so amazing. The beautiful thing is that only because he has faced that problems, and he's here with us to share that knowledge how you can market your music and get rid of those mistakes that he have done, or maybe those steps that he has not followed you to follow. So that's amazing. So that's amazing, Raj. And
Thank you.
so as we begin, what I see, there is lot of good music, but what I
Yeah.
see in terms of views, in terms of reach, they're very, very less, very low reach, very low views, they're not getting any engagement. But I love the music, I love the song. So what do you
Yeah.
think? What are some suggestions, or what are they doing wrong? Can you just
But
give a, a little bit insight over that?
yeah, I think with every artist, okay, what I've experienced, I get a lot of artists approach me from USA. I get artists approach me from India. I get
Okay.
artists approach me in the UK. I think what's happening is every artist now thinks they can market themselves. Every
Hmm.
artist thinks they can release themselves. Every artist thinks they are an expert in every industry. They're not. I think
Hmm, hmm,
as an
right.
artist,
Hmm.
you should focus on your art, and that is making music. Okay, so having a
Okay.
structure is very important. Now, if you look at the likes of Honey Singh, Diljit Dosanjh,
Hmm.
if you look at some of the biggest artists in India right now, they have a structure in place. For Das Manji, you've got Ami Vark, Kulvinder Billa. These are some of the biggest names in Punjab right now, yeah. And the reason why they're so successful is because they have a structure. They have
Right.
a record label. They have a management team that takes care of their bookings, that takes care of their sponsorships, their endorsements, their A&R. Then they have a marketing agency that markets the
Hmm.
track. The
So
artist
true.
is not doing the marketing themselves. Then they have an agency who takes care of their social media. You see, so it's very important to have a strategy in place. If you got the strategy in place, then
Hmm.
your music will be very successful.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, we can't rely on a good music. I know your music is so good. You are, producing some great music. You're writing some great lyrics in that, but you need to find it marketing ways. That's that's so true. And in this digital era, we can reach mass audience in less, in minimal time. And
Yeah,
and there are a lot of platforms. I see a lot of platforms like audio platforms, Spotify, Sawan, Anchor, so many platforms, and YouTube is such a
yeah,
great platform providing monetizations also. There is some, now the short videos have been trending, TikTok, Reels, YouTube
yeah,
Shorts, and many more
yeah.
platforms such as a curated playlist. There are a lot more that I can think of. So, how an independent artist who is coming out with his own single or maybe an album in the future, how to start, how you can give him some advice to start off with, because there are a lot of platforms out there.
I think what it is,
And I
I
missed
think
out
you
is
got.
the social media. Sorry to cut in between. Social media is your power, is your soul. So yeah, sorry. Continue.
I think you, yeah. I mean, I think you have to understand your audience. I think that's what it's about.
Okay.
Okay. So I think if you don't know where your audience is, then you probably won't be very successful, unfortunately, because as part of a marketing strategy, this works for a business as well, but it's more so
Hmm.
for an artist as well. Yeah, you got to know where your audience is sitting, and then you
Hmm.
go to that platform. So there's TikTok. You cannot go on every single platform. You can't
Right.
because it's physically, humanly impossible. Okay,
Not
you will
feasible though.
spread your
Right.
yeah, and you will spread yourself too thin. So you got to choose the platforms that are right for you. Okay.
Hmm.
And I would personally say social media is one tool of many. You need to be in newspapers, you need to be in magazines, you need to be on radio, you need to be on TV, you need to be collaborating with other artists. So you need to be doing a lot of different things in order for you to be successful.
Hmm.
Otherwise, what's going to happen is you are not going to be as successful as you think you're going to be. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Right.
these platforms are a great way to expose yourself and basically have a good amount of exposure. But all social media gives you is a presence online. I think you need to have a very, very good website as well. If you have an optimized SEO website, that will help you as an artist. because some artists rely too much on social media. And as you've probably experienced in the lockdown, TikTok was banned in India. So
Yes.
what will happen is, yeah. So what will happen is when there's one platform goes, you then jump onto another, but then you have to start up. You have to start all over again. So I was in a clubhouse room today, and they were saying, "Can you succeed outside of social media?" Of
Hmm.
course you can.
Yes.
Social media is just one tool of many. You see, so my advice to every artist out there would be have a good website, have a good brand, have a good
Hmm.
image, okay, have a good structure, have a good team, right? And then you need to focus on signing to the correct record label, and you need to
Right.
have a marketing agency, because
Right.
I think without those seven fundamentals, you will not be successful. And I found out myself as
Hmm.
an independent artist that it's not easy. You see, and you
Exactly.
have to sometimes do different strategies to what everybody else is doing. Now, by views and sales, they're two different things.
Hmm.
You
Right.
see, so views can be fake or
Exactly.
they could be real. You see, but it depends how you market your product. It always boils down to how you market your product. I hope that
Oh,
answers your question.
this was amazing. It was a crisp answer, like, and I would like to add on, as you said,
Yeah,
these all comes in a growth hacking technique that we should not rely on one platform because technology is so dynamic. There are, coming multiple technologies. They are changing day by
yeah,
day. One platform is present today and maybe it's not present tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow. So you
yes.
don't rely on platform. You just rely on your marketing basics and collaborations, networking efforts, as Raj has said just right now, and using your channels, optimizing them in a good way, in a best way. That's amazing, Raj. So one more thing, like as you mentioned, social media. So
Yeah.
how do you see social media? How to optimize? What objectives do you see with social media? Like, can an artist go with when you are
I would
starting, on social media?
I would say put out quality content. Okay,
Okay.
your every marketer will tell you the same thing, that you need to have information in your biography, in your bio. If your
Right.
fan base don't know who you are, what you do, where you come from, you need to make your biography personal.
Nah,
If you
yeah.
don't make
Right.
it personal, if they don't know your journey as an artist, people don't want to know. It's like if
Hmm.
you look at where Gurdas Manji's come from. Because Gurdas Manji was I think he was a Marathi singer, and then he went into Punjabi music. You see, so Kuldeep Manak was a Marathi. You see, and not
Hmm.
many people know that he was a Marathi. You know, and where he came from as well was from a very poor background, but he was a very good singer. You know, so I think by having a background history and background journey, you need to take your fan base on the journey. So you need to
Hmm.
optimize your bio by having a little bit about you, make it personal. Where you from? Who are you?
Yeah.
Where have you come from? And what you're doing now? And then your content needs to be clear, crisp, and quality content. You know,
Right.
you need to have a link in your bio, like a website link where you can
Hmm.
take people to. You know,
Exactly. Right.
um, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. These are some initial steps and great. Like your social media, your bio is your identity, and as Raj is saying, your personal story relates to the audience. It
Yeah,
engages your audience, and they follow you. They start following you. They want to know more about you. And when your single come, when your music come, they are more engaged. So that's
yeah.
amazing. And when it comes to social media, I think ads plays a most important role, most important with social
Yeah.
media because it's a push platform. We want more viewers, we want more audience. So how you see some strategies with ads with combinations of creatives? What should they use in their ads? How to some strategies regarding when you are going for Facebook ads or maybe Instagram ads?
So basically, it's not as simple as putting a post out on the ads. Um, I won't be going too much in detail because obviously,
Yeah.
due to respecting my clients that I'm
Right.
currently working with and I've worked with, it will be a little bit disrespectful to them because they signed contracts, you see, like
Yes.
non-disclosures of our strategies. But the overall view I can give you is that, again, it boils down to who are you targeting. Okay, so the social media ads, they are good,
Hmm.
but I would say if you're going to put money into social media ads, you're better off paying a marketing agency to do that,
Right.
knowing what they are doing. Because the thing with social media ads, okay, is there's a lot of data collection. You need to know how to collect data,
Right.
okay? And if you don't know how to collect data, then you won't be successful in your marketing adverts on social media.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so
Right. Right.
that's just the basics of it. But then you need to know your niche. Who are you targeting? What is your music?
Right. Right.
You really have to go really deep to understand the Facebook advertising strategies.
Exactly. Totally agree with you. Totally resonate. Right. So totally respecting your views and your clients that you can't share much about it. So I would recommend to please DM Raj or me, anyone. Raj will be most helpful guy he is. You DM him anytime at exclusive PR. He is available 24 hours there. Like if not, then he will reply soon. So
Yeah.
moving forward, I want to know, in my opinion, many people miss out on pre-release marketing strategies. They don't create
Yeah.
that buzz and they start marketing when they release their music, or maybe after the album has, uh, there has been certain days, number of days, when the album has been released, and they then start their marketing and they're collaborating. I think pre-marketing strategies played a lot of good role in that. So can you share some of your insights on that?
So basically, my view
Hmm.
is that you need to have a pre-marketing strategy. You do. Because what we do here in the UK is that we market a little bit differently, probably to India. So what we do is we get the whole product together,
Okay.
okay, and then we create a small teaser, what we call it. So it's
Right.
like it's creating the hype. It's creating hype around the song. So
Hmm.
let's say an artist comes to me and they have a release date 8 weeks down the line. We're going to start creating the hype about a week before we're going to send it out to the radio stations,
Right.
or maybe even 2 weeks before, because the idea is to have the audience engaged, and we have and the audience to be excited about the product. So the idea is to have a teaser trailer out with a press
Hmm.
release, and then what you do is when the track is out, you release a second press release with the official video and the audio. So I honestly believe that you have to create a buzz. Otherwise, what happens is when you just drop a track,
Hmm.
it doesn't have the same impact
Exactly.
because
That's my point.
it
Yeah.
doesn't have the same impact. Yeah,
Right.
because nobody knows about the song, nobody knows what the song's about,
Yeah.
nobody has heard any teaser trailers, nothing, and it's just here's the song, enjoy it, thank you, right? But whereas if you see a car, okay, if you see a car, right, and it has 200 miles per hour on the clock, you're going to slowly put the pedal down, and then you're going to get to 280. Okay, it's the same principle when you are doing marketing in music. You have to create the buzz. And the way you create that buzz is by slowly pressing the pedal and showing the audience something little bit by little bit. You could show them behind the scenes video footage in the studio. You could show them a teaser trailer to the music video. You could show so many different things. It's unbelievable what you could do in music marketing. But just some of the things that you could do are they're actually available now today. And if you go into my Instagram, you will see some tips on how to do music marketing. I've got some
Mhm.
amazing tips on my page, and I'm always creating content for artists on my Instagram. So I've got a lot of artists that follow me. Just in the last couple of days, I've had two artists that want to work with me from America, and they're from Texas. So we're going to be talking about more or less the same things about strategies and how we can get them here in the UK and market their tracks on radio, TV, newspapers, magazines, and get them onto music sites. And already we have a mailing list, and it's really important to have a big mailing list. My mailing list
Hmm.
goes all across the UK plus international. So I can market in India, I can market in the whole of Europe, UK, America, Canada, East Africa, Dubai. So I can market in these countries. But
Wow.
obviously, as you can appreciate, that costs money. You see,
Exactly. Yeah.
so because it's the contacts that I'm going to use, and I'll be using my team to actually reach out to those people and say, we've
Right.
got this track, we've got this press release. Can you please play this, and can you please give exposure to this particular client? And then we will then try to schedule in shows with the promoters in those countries. You see, so that's how you
Yeah.
promote a track in a
That's
nutshell.
nice. That's nice. And by this, one question emerged in my mind. Like, I got one question. Since right
Right?
now I'm not the host, I'm voice of the audience. So I want to ask this, like, when you are promoting your music, when you are finding collaborations or people around the countries that you have said that you reach upon them. So does it involve some monetization, like monetization include in that, or how do you approach them? And how do you see that collaborations happening?
The collaboration depend on you as an artist. So,
Okay.
I mean, I'm still fairly new in the industry. So when I
Okay.
released my first song, it was with Major Chanalia. My second track was with a guy. It's with another guy. I can't remember actually. Not remember his name, but I can't really say right now because the song's not out yet. But he's an established artist that has worked with a number of producers in the UK. So
Please
the thing
share me
is,
your tracks. I will share them in my description, and I want people to hear, and I will personally hear them because I haven't. So do
sure,
share
no
them.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. So I've got loads of vocals that are
Hmm.
in my studio bank that I'm looking to produce, and some of them are really really big names.
Okay.
Okay, and some of them are newcomers, and I believe in giving everyone a chance, right? So if you're a new artist, I will listen to your vocals, I will see your talent, and if I see I can work with you, then yes, I will work with you. I will work with you on the song. But
Okay.
if I feel that you don't have the talent, then I won't. And the collaborations only work once you make a name in the industry. It's just the way the industry works. And it's about who you know. It's not about what you know sometimes. So, for example, if I want to work with Diljit Dosanjh, that will never happen because I don't know him. Someone
Right.
like Jazzy or Sukhshinder Shinda or Honey Singh can work with him because they have a personal relationship. So it's about relationship building, networking, getting to know artists,
Very good
um,
point.
and it's about knowing the industry. It's about knowing people in the industry as well. Not only singers, producers, but the media as well. It's about building relationships in the media because if you know people in the media, they will help you. If you don't know them, they will charge you.
Yeah. Exactly. They will charge you a lot of money, and maybe. And actually, my
Yeah.
next question was in that line only, that when you are producing music, how much cost does it, how much does it cost, a good music, the process? I know there's a long process. I have that pre-known notion about the musicians that they must be very rich because it must be costing very much, a studio and a lot of things. So can you please share some views?
I can, yeah. So I get a lot of artists that come to me with really, really, really small budgets. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I cannot work with those budgets because what I say to an artist is when you're looking to release a song, sit down and write down what your budget is for the whole project.
Okay, right.
Okay. So it's about project management. So you need to think about how much I'm going to spend in the studio, how much this track is going to cost me, how many sessions in the studio is it going to cost me to make a really good song. Then you need to
Hmm.
think about your music video. How much is it going to cost me to get a really good video that I can actually resonate and people can relate to in the music industry? Okay, which is going to be quality and people will take seriously. Okay, but
Right.
people cut too many corners, and that doesn't work. Okay,
Hmm.
then the third thing is how much are you going to pay a marketing agency to market your track? Now, if somebody came to me and said £100, I would say sorry, can't do it.
Hmm. Right.
Okay, because the way I work it out is that I work out my value per hour. So when it's per hour, I should be. I am very, very competitive compared to my competitors, but
Hmm.
it also includes and it also depends on what the artist needs. So some
Right.
artists might come to me and say, I just want to be on radio. I don't want to be in newspapers, magazines. I just
Hmm.
want to be on radio. I don't even want to be on TV. I just want a radio campaign. Okay.
Hmm.
Some might say I just want TV. Some might say I want everything. Some might say I just want publication.
Hmm.
You see, so it depends on what the artist wants, and then we then strategize what the artist wants, and then we price it up that way.
That's nice. So it's totally depends how you are planning with your budget. There are lots
Yeah,
of ways you can market them. You need to be crystal clear with your budget. Like what your pocket can manage out
yeah,
comfortably. So that's amazing. So coming to an end, I would like to know that how different strategies work for different artists would have worked. Like, can you name few artists or some case studies, to thrill our
yeah.
aspiring artists, and viewers with some motivation and some power, who are listening to us right now?
Sure. Okay. I've worked with all various different artists. So I'm going to name a couple, but some of them are going to be newcomers, and some of them are going to be artists that you've heard of. So the one that comes to mind, I was working with another marketing agency before I set up my company,
Okay.
and I worked with two artists with them. So one of them was Diljit Dosanjh.
Wow, you have worked with him.
Yes.
That's
Now,
amazing.
yes.
Okay.
So he was releasing a song with a new record label that was releasing here in the UK called Seva Records. Now they're a Dharma record label that was doing educational Sikh music, so Dharma music, but they had big artists that were doing it. So we did the press release for Dharam Seva Records,
Okay.
and what we did is we did the press release for Diljit Dosanjh's track to go out to online platforms only because he didn't need too much publicity. Okay,
Exactly. Yeah.
so with someone as big as him, he will need very small publicity, and if you send it out to everybody, they will play it because he's already got a name in the industry.
Right.
Okay, so that is one. I've also worked with Sukshinder Shindapaji.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. Yeah, I know
and
him.
he, he's another one that was releasing a album. It was a single with Durham Seva Records, and it was a track called George Kalsere. And he wanted a newspaper publication, and he wanted radio interviews. So when he released a song, I basically arranged for his team to do radio interviews in London,
Okay.
and I took him to a newspaper in Birmingham where they gave him a full 2-page interview with his pictures in it. Okay, so I personally met Sukshinder Shindapaji, and I met his brother Jesse Jalandhari. I met him as well. Very nice people, very very humble. And I took him there. They took pictures, and then that newspaper came out, and he got a copy of the newspaper. Um, and the next artist that I actually worked with was an artist called Jeet Chahil. Now, Jeet Chahil was a newcomer to the industry. He had already released one song, and then he released his second song called Gulabi Suit. Now, the record label he was with didn't do a very good job, and he got a recommendation from the BBC Asian Network to come to us. So he came to us, and we marketed him in such a way that he was in every single newspaper, online
Hmm.
and offline, every single magazine, online and offline. He was on 36 different radio stations in the UK, including the BBC. He was on TV on Brit Asia, and he was on all the major TV channels. And he got a lot of exposure. It was very, very successful. He was very, very successful. And then he did a lot of shows on the end of it.
That is amazing, man. You have such a good exposure, and with
Yeah.
great artists too. And that's the reason Raj is here with me tonight. And just feel free to reach out to Raj or comment down your questions if you have. And since our questions have came to end, and Raj has shared a lot of knowledge, and these peoples have done amazingly collaborated and amazingly uh, been visible to lot of platforms. I think that is the way to get more reach,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
You need
I
to
think
be vocal to be local, like
you
you.
do. You do.
Yeah.
And I think as well, if you stay they say you got to dream big to be big.
Right.
Okay. And if you look at Diljit Dosanjh, he was a small artist in Punjab, but he's in Bollywood now. And from what I'm hearing, he's going to next go into Hollywood in America. So if you
Yeah.
look at his
Nice.
if you look at his music transition, his music is changing. It's very hip hop, and it's because he wants to
Hmm.
aim at the Canadian and the American market. And when he goes to America, he's going to work with American artists, which then means he's going to basically go into films and movies like Priyanka Chopra, like Prem Chopra did. You know, like I think it was Deepika Padukone. You know, so these are
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
some
Deepika.
Bollywood. Yeah, yeah. So so that is every artist aim is to have cross collaboration as well. It's always good to do that. Always good to do cross collaboration.
Yeah, and his famous song like Goat recently, last year released, and it got featured on Times Square in Los Angeles, if I remember.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it was
yes,
so amazing to see.
yes.
Maybe he must be having now in-house teams, but he has followed these strategies of collaborating and being in your community is so important.
Yeah. I think with Diljit Dosanjh, okay, he's got a team in America, he's got a team in London, in the
Mm.
UK, and he's got a team in Canada. He have you heard of a guy called Cali West?
Oh, no, actually not. Maybe
Okay,
I have
Cali
not.
West is Cali West is one of the biggest promoters in the North American market for artists. So he has Diljit Dosanjh on his books. He has Kulwinder Billa on his books. He has some of the biggest artists that he works with. He knows Jazzy B, Sukshin
Yeah.
Shinda very well. You
Yes,
know,
yes, yes.
so that billboard in Times Square was because of Mr. Kali West. You see,
Okay, that's nice. Yeah.
so the structure, it's all about having a structure, and it's all about your budget, what you can afford, what you can't afford. You see, and if you're independent, sometimes it's better because you have more control of your money, you can make more money, and you're not signing your soul to the devil, as they say. Because when you sign to a record label, they take all your income. You're left with
Hmm,
nothing.
right. And I think this phrase goes with every business that no risk, no gain. You have to put in some money, put in some investment in your yourself, in your career, in your profession, and everything. That's amazing.
Yes.
So
The
yeah, yes, please go on, go on.
the one bit of free advice I would give artists today is please invest in yourself. And when I say invest, it means time, effort,
Hmm.
hard work, money. If now my I've got a famous artist in my family. I can't say who he is. Okay, he's very big. He's worked in Bollywood with multiple big names, and he's worked in the American market with some big names of really big artists, hip hop artists. Okay,
Okay,
but
nice.
he said to me, he goes, if you're not spending 20% of your profits,
Hmm.
you will never be successful as an artist because when you are having an exchange of money, that's a business transaction. So you are a
Right,
business commodity. Okay?
right, right.
If you are not spending 20% of your profits, you will never succeed because you're holding back on money and you're cutting corners. You're doing shortcuts. Always spend well to make it double. So if you spend 20%, that 20% that you spent will then double your profits into 40%. You see, so
Right,
your aim should be to always double your profit, and then you spend 20% again, you double your profit. You spend 20% again, you double your profit. So the whole
right.
return on an investment model works like that. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out. The less you put in, the less you're going to get out.
So superb, man, superb. Just keep watering your plant and wait for the fruits.
That's it. Exactly
Exactly.
that. Yes.
That is amazing. That is amazing. It was great having you. But at the
Thank you,
end,
sir.
I don't want to leave you right away because I had loved your Punjabi accent and you worked with Diljit Dosanjh. I would like to know your favorite music and two lines that you can, since you have been a DJ, an artist, I would love,
Yeah.
our audience would love to hear from you.
From any song or
Favorite
from a
song, your
particular.
favorite song.
Okay, my favorite. I've got loads of favorite
It can
songs.
be any, it can
Um,
be any artist.
okay, This is from the 1990s. There was a band here in the UK called B21,
Okay.
and Justin Sidhu was the main singer. So the song goes, here we go. It goes, नी तेरे होए सवेरे दर्शन अज दिन वधिया लंघूगा नी तेरे होए सवेरे दर्शन अज दिन वधिया लंघूगा अज दिन वधिया लंघूगा नी अज दिन वधिया लंघूगा अज दिन वधिया लंघूगा नी अज दिन वधिया लंघूगा नी तेरे होए सवेरे दर्शन अज दिन वधिया लंघूगा.
That's superb. That's superb. Hearing a Punjabi accent from an UK accent guy, it's amazing. Super,
Thank
man.
you so
Super.
much. Thank
So,
you.
thank you for coming and gracing my show and presenting so much value, so much knowledge. And I would like my audience to please comment down your questions if you still feel there are some unanswered. And so, what do you think about my show? Do you enjoy it?
I did, yeah. It's a very good platform, and you're doing a very good job. And doing podcasts is not easy. As a marketer, I should know that. And just continue doing what you're doing. You're adding a lot of value to your audience, and I hope your audience finds value in your podcast today and the podcasts that you do in the future. I wish you all the success and all the best.
Thank you so much. Same to you. And we see you're a fitness guy. We can bring you for some fitness advices also.
You sure can.
That's
You
amazing.
sure
So
can.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Raj.